It's not about that, Dad. I want to move back. I lost all my friends. I'm probably never going to play football again. And now what? You just expect me to drop my life for everyone else's?
Look, I know. A lot has changed, but I promise you, it's all gonna work out.
You don't know that.
I get it. There was a time in my life when I felt just like you.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. When was that? When you were, I don't know, lifting an oil tanker or maybe flying laps around Saturn?
Jonathan.
No, Dad. I'm not like you, and I'm not like Superboy over there, okay? In this town, it is my kryptonite. I hate it.
Well, well, we're recording. We can start whenever we want. But yeah, dude, I'm glad you're back on. We what last time you were on was like a couple months ago, right?
Correct. I think so.
It
Yeah.
was a couple
It was
months
at the old
ago.
place. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a great conversation, but it was the audio was not recorded, man.
That
And
sucks.
I
I was
was
like, oh, I felt so bad for you. I was
dude,
like, yo, like this
I
is
was looking over
awful.
I was looking over the footage, man. I was like, dude, why, man? I was talking, I was really into it, and you were just like, it's like, damn, bro.
No. So your audio was good.
My
But
audio was
my end,
good.
for some
Your
reason,
end,
wasn't
what?
coming through.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But
wild.
it was my fault because I just forgot to record like my computer,
Okay.
and that was it. But I got everything set up. I called up my cousin, just in case, so I could record him. So he talked to me for a little bit. I looked over the footage. He's good, so you're good. So
All right.
we're good
All
this
right.
time. We're good this
Sounds
time.
good. Sounds good. Yeah. Double check. Triple check.
Yeah,
For sure.
gotta get it this time. Gotta get
Yeah.
it this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you're back. We can have another great combo. Dude, I was so surprised you hit me up, man. We looked at you sent me that meme the other day. I was like, yo, I seen your Instagram stories, and I see you post memes so every now and then. I'm like, all right, yeah, he seems like he's cultured. I think he's good. He's
For
good.
sure, but like I gotta keep it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta keep it like pretty. If
Pretty
I'm posting
tame.
a meme, it's
Yeah.
gonna be like something you might see on Facebook.
Right, like a floppa
It-
meme or something like that.
Exactly. I just got into flopper recently. Bro. It's my thing now.
Dude,
I'm
floppa's
like,
great.
It's so good.
Floppa's
Like,
great.
It's so good. It's great.
Yeah, dude, me and my girlfriend, we're kind of like at a war, like a meme war, right? At least this was a little bit ago, but
Yeah.
there was when Floppa was at its high, there was also another cat called Bingus. You know who Bingus
Of course,
is?
the hairless
Cat,
yeah,
right?
Of course, yeah.
So there was a war going on, right? And I was
Right.
like, bro, I don't mess with Bingus. I don't like Bingus. I'm
Me
a
neither. And
Floppa.
my
I'm a
ex- bro,
Floppa
and Let me
guy.
guess. Your girl was like into Bingus.
Yeah,
like,
super
Floppa's
into
whack.
Bingus. Like, yeah, Floppa's whack. No,
Dude,
Flop is the
how?
wave.
How?
Flop is the
How?
wave, dude.
Yeah, I don't get that. I swear, every girl is like, oh, like the little hairless cat.
Yeah, you know.
No, bro, it's ugly.
No,
ugly.
it's too wrinkly, it's too hairless, too pink.
Kind of gross.
It's a gross looking cat, man. I mean, no offense to hairless cats, but I'll go for Floppa any day. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
exactly. Floppa is just too cute. I mean, how could you not? I don't know. I feel like hairless cats are like ugly cute. A
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, ugly,
You
cute.
know, I get the allure. I understand it, but I don't necessarily agree with it. I
Exactly.
don't think I ever will.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you back in Canada for season 3 or season 2 of Superman? Is that why you're
Season
there?
2, yeah,
Season
yeah.
Oh, season 2. Okay. I just finished the first season for Superman and Lois. It's pretty cool,
Nice.
man. It's
Yeah?
really good. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Me and my dad have been we've been watching just a bunch of shows and like Marvel and DC shows, and that's one of the things that we were watching. And it's solid, dude. Super solid.
That's good to hear. How does it compare to like other, like in your opinion, how does it compare to other superhero shows? Like not even other CW shows like Flash, Arrow, but
Yeah.
other, like I don't know if you watch like WandaVision, Loki. I
Oh
don't know what's
yeah.
popular right now.
Oh
but
yeah. I've
Does it
watched.
keep up?
Oh yeah. I'm for sure. I would say like because my favorite superhero show is Daredevil on Marvel,
Okay.
or on Netflix, right? And it's such I love that show. I love Daredevil as a superhero. So they did it justice for sure. As far as like the CW goes and Superman and Lois, I think it holds up pretty well. Like the writing, the acting, the action. Like honestly, for me, the most surprising thing is the action. You know what I'm saying? Like it's actually really good. It's
Yeah.
really good. I
I'm-
really like it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
super surprising. Like not to diss on at like like Flash and Arrow. I really liked watching Flash and Arrow like in the beginning seasons. I really enjoyed it. Super.
sure.
It was really cool. Like Black Lightning too. I love that show. But like as the seasons went on, it kind of dipped in quality, and I got older too because I started watching when I was younger, and I just stopped watching for whatever reason.
For
But
sure.
this one right here, it's strong, man. The show that you're in is strong. It's going strong. So I can't wait for season 2, man. I don't
It's
know
gonna
what
be
you're gonna
good.
do.
I hope for season 2 that it's looking like there may or may not. And this is like not even this isn't a rumor or nothing. Like this is literally just from what I've seen because I know that they're putting the show on HBO Max now, and that's not something that they've really done with any
Ooh,
other CW show. So I'm thinking
yeah,
maybe HBO is going to be funding it a little bit. They see the potential and they're going to
yeah,
tap in nice and early, and maybe we'll bump it up even a little more in quality. Is
dude,
the hope instead
that
of
would be
dipping? I'm hoping we'll go season 2, season 3, and just it keeps going up for a while. All
that
shows
would be
drop off at some
crazy.
point, but like I
Yeah,
really hope that we get even better special effects and action scenes.
yeah.
And it was already, I mean, like you said, like especially for a CW superhero show,
Hmm.
I feel like it was already really solid, and they did some really cool special effects that were some of which like movie quality. I
Oh
was like, holy
yeah,
crap!
oh yeah.
Like
There were a couple of scenes and shots that were like, wow, this could just be in a movie straight up.
straight up, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
yeah. Like so, yo, dude, that's actually super cool, man. I hope it does. I hope it gets picked up, man.
I
That's
do
that's
too, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Um, yeah, man. Honestly, I'm like the way season 1 left off. Obviously, there's so many doors are open for anything, right? So the way season 2 can, what I'm hoping for, man, just because I read the comics and stuff. We talked about it last time, but they're not gonna be able to see it. But the what I'm hoping for, man, is your character Jonathan Kent getting his powers, dude. I am waiting for that. Like personally, I'm waiting for that, dude. Hopefully, maybe season 3, season 4. I don't know, but I hope that
I,
happens.
I kind of am on board with that. I think if he was going to get powers, I'd want it to be down the road a little ways. I think there's
Yeah.
definitely times to kind of like dive into just the character a little more,
Yeah.
minus
Yeah.
without the powers, and see where the character of Jordan is going with his powers
Yeah.
before we see anything else with Jonathan. But this season, there's some really, really, I was talking with the showrunner Todd and like last week, and he was telling me kind of about the bare bones of the season, at least like partway through, up to probably midway through the season at episode 7 or 8. And it's, I mean, some ambitious stuff. So I
Yeah.
really think that genuinely, I think this has the potential to be even better than season 1, and I think it will be.
Yeah.
And I think that there's going to be some stuff that you're definitely going to appreciate then, because
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's not, I'm definitely I'm not getting powers as far as I know yet.
Yeah.
Definitely not in this season, most
Hmm.
likely. But I will say that there are some other things that happen that kind of play into that, and just interesting stuff with my character and the
Yeah.
storyline and what they're doing with that, as well as the villains of this season.
Mm.
It's gonna be really interesting. So
Yeah, man. I'm
uh,
excited, dude. I'm super
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
So what are your as far as Marvel and DC go? Like, what are your favorite Marvel and DC movies?
I mean, DC, I have to go with Joker, Dark Knight trilogy. Man of Steel was good.
Hmm.
I don't like most of the Zack Snyder films. I mean, I wasn't a huge Justice League guy. I haven't seen the like extended cut. I think we talked about
I think we
maybe the
might have.
cut last time
I think we
that we
might have.
spoke, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I never ended up getting around to that, and I don't know that I will. But
Hmm.
I actually like Green Lantern.
Really? You
I
like
actually
Green
did.
Lantern?
I actually liked Green Lantern.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, it's not even like for the plot, or it's obviously like the special effects, whatever. But
Yeah.
I actually like I don't know. I just thought it's fun. It's just it's kind
Yeah.
of like Aquaman. It's just kind of a
Oh,
fun
okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can
movie.
see
It's
that.
not necessarily like, wow, this is gonna win an award, but it's like,
But it was
it's
a
a
fun time. Yeah,
it's a good, yeah,
yeah.
it's good movie to watch. Just
Yeah.
kick back and yeah,
All right, I can see that. I can see that. I think what ended up happening when when that movie came out was everyone was so like blown away in a bad way. Whereas like this movie sucks. This is not Green Lantern and blah blah blah. Like
yeah.
it got put into the ground, and then I think everyone kind of followed suit as far as just hating the movie. I don't necessarily. Yeah,
It's one of those kind of
yeah,
go with the
go with the
flow,
flow. Yeah, yeah.
sheeple kind of thing. I mean,
I don't really think much of the movie, to be honest. I don't hate the movie. I watched it like when I was younger, and I was like I was a teenager at that point, so I was like, yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's a Green Lantern movie, whatever. And
yeah,
I didn't think much of it after that.
definitely not.
But it was just kind of like a throwaway movie to me. It wasn't like bad or anything. It just wasn't
Yeah.
like great either. You know what I'm
No, it's not
saying?
memorable. It's not memorable.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I'm the same way. I forgot basically I forgot what it was even about because I
Yeah.
saw it as a kid when it came out, 2011, whatever.
Hmm.
And then I watched it again like less than a year ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was the last time I was in Van,
Hmm.
and I was kind of like into it. Like
Yeah,
I
I was
felt
like, all right,
like
I
now
can.
I remember it. Like
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it's burned in my memory. Like that second time around, I'm kind of like, all right,
yeah.
like I can get down with this. But as far as Marvel, I would say Iron Man.
Hmm.
Honestly, the first one. I mean, really,
Oh
just
yeah,
it's just so
yeah.
good.
It's a
Like it
classic.
just,
It's the classic.
it's
Yeah,
definitely a classic.
for sure.
Any of the Spider-Man movies. I mean, I like all of every Spider-Man movie I've seen has some value, and they're all
Hmm.
different, which I like. Kind
Yeah,
of like Batman. I feel like Batman. Like TDK is, of course, in my opinion, the best Batman movies. But even some of the older ones, whether it's Michael Keaton or Val Kilmer, and like Batman Returns,
hmm,
all of those have some value to them. I just personally have like my favorites,
yeah,
but I mean, with Marvel, I like most Marvel movies I've seen, but they're all pretty same as Green Lantern in the way of just not very memorable, I
yeah,
guess. And to some people
yeah.
they are. Maybe it's because I wasn't super into the characters.
Hmm.
But like for me, even all the Avengers, I mean, I barely remember the plot and I've seen all of the Avengers
Yeah.
except for, I think I saw Age of Ultron once, but I've seen the others at least a couple times. I've seen the first one probably 5 times, and I
Hmm.
still don't even. I remember like
Yeah.
they come, the ship goes into the city, and there's some
Yeah,
aliens.
it's kind of like, pretty much the same plot over and over again.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'll say this much. I'll say this much. I definitely, for the most part, I agree with what you're saying with Marvel movies because it has the kind of the same feel. You know what I'm saying throughout
it does.
like
Yeah.
throughout all the movies. There are a couple of standouts for me. Like my favorite Marvel movie is Winter Soldier, the second Captain America film.
Okay.
That one's really good. Honestly, because I value like action scenes a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like just how they're
Sure.
shot and things like that. I like stuff like that. And then the writing is really good too. So that compared together, it's for me it's a great movie. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, that was kind of I think that was like the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen. Like it was
Yeah, it
pretty
was
bad.
pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
That was rough. That
Like
was rough.
it was like a cool concept. I could get with it. It's whatever. But like
For sure.
it was just like, yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, were you able to did you see the new Spider-Man trailer?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, so you talked about like all the Spider-Man movies. Which one is your favorite iteration of Spider-Man? Like out of the three actors?
Probably Andrew Garfield.
Really? Why is
Yeah.
that? Why is that?
I don't know. He just has a certain like awkwardness to him that I like. I mean, I like that like I was about to say Tom Welling. I don't know why I'm blanking.
Holland? Tom Holland.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kinda like
I mean that
wanted to go
guy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Uh-huh.
Tom Welling is what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay. You were like, yeah, I got you. I got
And
you.
it was neither actor was right, so I was
Uh-huh.
like, all right. Yeah, Tom Holland is, don't get me wrong, not bad. Again, I think he brings value to the table, and I think he's a great actor. But I also I don't like see him in that role.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't see him as Spider-Man. Probably wouldn't have cast him.
Mhm.
And he I don't want to say like he tries too hard, but like that's what I mean, I don't think I think that's just how he's doing the character, but it feels kind of like he's trying to get that like awkwardness, and it's like, but you're not awkward.
But you're not
bro.
awkward.
Tom
You're
Holland,
cool
dude.
as hell.
Like,
I don't know what you're talking
super
about.
cool, dog. Like, you can't really pull this off.
Yeah, yeah.
And Andrew Garfield's just so like goofy and lanky, and it's just it's a different feel.
Yeah, I feel like he has this coolness about him that he wasn't trying to hide. You know what I'm saying? In those movies,
Yeah.
he was like out of all three Peter Parkers, he was the coolest one for sure. You know what I'm saying? He had the
Yeah.
look. He was
Yeah.
he was a skater. He freaking skated. Like what Peter Parker skates?
Yeah, it was like it's like he's awkward, but the character wasn't, and that's what I liked about it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that was
and
cool.
then Tobey Maguire is of course good too. I mean, again, they all bring I like all of them really.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'd say my favorite, probably like the one that stands out in my mind. I haven't seen those movies in a minute, but I would say that's the one that stands out in my mind for sure.
Got you. All right, yeah, that's interesting, man. You got a lot of hot takes, man. That's crazy. I mean, obviously, like for me, I'm a little bit older than you, so like I watched the original Spider-Man trilogy, and I fell in love. Spider-Man 2, like with Doctor Octopus, that was my favorite Spider-Man. Still is to this day. I watch it all the time. It's like one of my favorite let alone like superhero movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's a great movie.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, that's cool, dude. That's definitely some cool takes. If you were to recast someone as Spider, like your Spider-Man, who would you cast your
I
Spider-Man
mean, I'd
as?
cast myself first. Just so I
For
could
sure.
get
I
it.
mean, you fit the role. You fit it. That'd be sick. If you, that would be,
I would definitely,
You.
I would give it a shot.
Dude,
I'm telling
dude,
you that. I
that
don't know
would
if I
be-
could pull it off, but I think it'd be sick.
That would be
Just to
cool.
play that, I'm sure I wouldn't
Yeah.
get cast, but like if I went to audition, but like
Oh,
if
man.
if I could genuinely just cast myself and it was that easy. Then
Oh,
easy
man.
choice.
Hell
Easy
yeah.
choice.
No, I could definitely
Um,
see you. I can definitely see you as it, man, for sure. That'd be
Appreciate
tough.
Appreciate that. No,
That'd be tough.
but I think oh man, it'd be kind of wild.
Mm.
Hear me out. Kind of wild if he changes the look a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He shall. Timothy Chalamet as
Ooh,
Spider-Man.
I
That'd
never
be
really thought
wild.
about that.
It'd
Yeah,
be wild. And
that
if
would
he,
be
if he
wild.
like changed his hair and everything,
Yeah.
and kind of got rid of the vibe that he
Currently
he
has,
is
yeah.
as
Uh-huh.
Timothy Chalamet,
Right.
and just became Peter Parker, which I think he could pull off because he's very talented, obviously.
For sure.
It'd be interesting to see what he does with it. Sort of like Robert Pattinson shedding his skin as Robert Pattinson and all the other shit we've seen him in, and
Right.
becoming Batman. Like
Yeah.
it's so unexpected, but it looks good. I'm like,
It
holy
does
crap,
look
that looks
good.
like it looks really good. And so I'm pumped to see that. And
Yeah.
I can't tell. I mean, I'm not gonna call it. I'm not gonna say like it's gonna be good because I don't know that. It could be garbage.
Right,
But
right.
right now it's looking good. So
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it would be interesting to see somebody in the role that like you wouldn't necessarily expect to see. in the
yeah,
role.
yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that. I've seen a lot of the movies he's been in, and every role he gets, he just hits out of the park. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome. He's an awesome
Yeah,
actor.
very very good.
Awesome actor. All right. So real quick. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked you last time, but with a little twist. Last time I asked you, do you think if you could beat a giraffe in a fight? Right? You remember that question?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
And you said yes. You said you think you could.
Yeah.
Given like I think I threw in like a knife or something. If you had a knife, you had to go up against a giraffe.
Yeah, with a knife, easy.
Yeah, easy,
With a
easy.
knife, dude, yeah.
With a
Cut the
knife.
legs. Cut the legs.
For sure. All right, so this time I'm gonna throw another animal in there. This is gonna be a little harder, but like an enraged elephant. Do you think you could beat an enraged elephant with a knife?
It would kick my ass. It would destroy.
Really?
An,
You
an
think-
elephant with a knife?
Yeah, no, like you had a knife versus an elephant.
No way. It depends on the kind of knife, I guess. If I had like a massive Bowie
Yeah,
knife,
like yeah,
and I
yeah.
was
I'll give
jacked,
like
and, like,
look. You had a sword. You get a sword, a katana sword. How about that?
all right. I mean, I'd give it a shot, but I'd still say I'd probably come out on the. I mean, I just feel like an elephant. First of all, their skin is like thick
Really
leather.
thick,
Like I
leathery.
feel like it'd be so hard to cut through.
Yeah.
And even if you manage to tear him up a little bit, I mean, just to actually take one down, like finish it off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would first of all just get super like angry, and I feel like it wouldn't even want to fight you like an elephant. But if
True.
you came up to it with a katana and started like chopping at it,
Yeah.
it's probably just gonna stomp you like a fully grown. Like
Yeah.
a baby elephant I could take. But,
The
a
baby, I could do the
small,
baby.
like an elephant's cub.
Yeah,
I could take that. But a fully grown adult, like a male elephant, no, it would destroy me.
Yeah.
It would absolutely destroy me. Just one stomp and it's all over.
For sure. No, I totally get that. I mean, yeah, I was thinking about it myself, and I was like, I'm doing like rolls and stuff like that, trying to like dodge its attacks and stuff like that, and maybe climb on its back, maybe climb on its tusks. I don't know. But like for me, whenever I think about fighting something, I always think about going like for the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can blind it, I feel like you win. I don't know.
For sure. Or make it run off. Or if it retreats, does it count? Do you have to kill it? Like hunt it down and kill it?
Okay,
Or
let's
is it,
say maybe killing it is a little too gruesome. How about like getting it to submit? Maybe
yeah.
you could do
I
it.
think I could do that. I
You
think
could do
I could
that.
definitely do that. I
Okay.
think it'd be nasty, and I think I'd take some serious hits. And probably break a few ribs. But
Yeah.
I think I could do it.
All right.
If
For
it was
sure.
life or death.
For sure. All right. Yeah. Bet. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I think we've gotten the same. We got the same answer. I think we could probably both do it. I think I could honestly. If it's a submit, for sure.
Yeah.
I think I could
Yeah.
do it for
To
sure.
finish it off, though, it'd probably get the better of me.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get like my chest crushed or something like that.
Oof. I've heard. I don't know if you ever heard this, but apparently people that have had a heart attack describe it as feeling like an elephant is stomping on their chest. That's apparently what
Really?
having a heart attack feels like. Yeah.
That's scary, man. Jeez.
Super
That's
scary.
extremely
That's
scary.
terrifying.
Good God.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's pretty
Because
bad.
I've had like some sharp chest pain. It feels like a knife, for a second.
Yeah.
Whatever, like gas bubble popping or whatever it might
Mm.
be, like spleen problems when I was younger. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some nasty chest pain before, but I can't even imagine elephant stomping on your chest. That just sounds
Yeah.
sounds miserable.
It's miserable, man. Yo, so we talked about this the last time, but what games are you currently playing right now, man? Since you're a gamer, you'd say, right?
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
What's on the menu as of late for you?
I just finished Cyberpunk because I
Oh,
bought it when
yeah.
it came out.
Okay.
Bought it
Okay.
when it came out. Didn't play it. It was had a lot of glitches. Even so, I got a PS5, but obviously they don't have the next gen versions out. So I'm playing the PS4 version, but it's running on the so it runs pretty well on the PS5.
Okay.
It crashes. I'd say like every few hours of playing, it'll crash, but it does a lot of autosave. So it really hasn't been. And other than that, I haven't seen any glitches. Like it crashes more than any other game I've ever played. But like other than that, it's no problem. So that's
Okay.
one big thing for sure. But like other than that, it's running pretty flawlessly. And I mean, it's sad, man. It's really it breaks my heart because I see like the absolute like down to the last detail that they put in on this game to really try to push it to that next level. Because I don't know about you, but we may have talked about this before, but I was a huge fan of The Witcher. Like The Witcher 3
Oh, yeah.
is just it's such a phenomenal game, and like the dialogue and the way that it just plays out is just like the story is just. I mean, you really can't compare it to any other game. It's really that on that level of character detail, story detail, just the prose. I mean, it's written very well and good graphics for the time, great combat. So all around, just a great game. And I would say, sadly, trying to compare them, and not be biased because obviously Cyberpunk is way newer. It's like 2015 versus like 2020. That's a big difference in terms of just graphics and some of the features in the game and everything like that. But I would still say The Witcher's a better game, but I'd say Cyberpunk. I mean, it's just sad that people didn't give it a chance just because it was so glitchy, and it's also sad. It breaks my heart because like it wasn't even the developers' fault. It was the investors, I think, that pushed them to release it so early.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, I wish they'd just taken their time, because if people had really not, if it hadn't been so glitchy and people had given it a fair chance and just played it as it was meant to be played and it was running smoothly, I mean, it would have gotten a whole different kind of feedback. Again, it's one of those things that we were talking about earlier, how like people start hating on it and critics get a hold of it and it starts coming out bad ratings early, and then everybody hops on that train.
Exactly.
And it just breaks my heart because it's a phenomenal game. I mean, it just has elements that I've literally never seen in any other game. And even like graphic design, where it's like, how do they do like the neon lights, the exact color reflecting off the water here when you move, and like the way the NPCs interact, and it's just so real and like different every time. Like you can walk by the same street at 5 times and it's different dialogue from the NPCs every time. Like I'm just like the amount of work, money, time they put into this, years. I mean, I've been waiting on that game since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it was good. It wasn't as good as I was expecting, but it was still really good. And the fact of the matter is that, yeah, maybe they made a profit, but like they should have made more money.
Way
it was
more
that
money.
way more money.
Yeah.
Significantly more. And it's just sad. It breaks my heart that like now they've been working on that. I mean, it's years of their life,
dude,
that they spent working on this.
It's
And maybe some of them don't care. Maybe some of them are just like in it for the money. Like I got paid, whatever. If it sucks, it sucks.
But I feel like in this industry, when you go and work on a game, you're putting your life into it. You know what I'm saying? And like you gotta love what you do to be a game developer. In my opinion, you gotta love what you do. You know what I'm saying? And first impressions are everything with video games. First impressions are everything. And this game had the worst first impression, man. It came out literally. It came out dead. It was dead on arrival. It was broken. Yeah, it was dead on arrival. And of course, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, people are gonna hate on it, and everyone was like, "Yeah, this game is like irredeemable." Blah blah blah. And CD Projekt Red was fixing it. They like constant updates, fixing the glitches, fixing this, fixing that. And like you said, right now it's in a state where you can play it. It's playable, and you're able to see like everything they put into the game, all the hard work. Although like albeit a couple crashes here and there, you're able to see it, pretty much unscathed, right? And now and there are people that have seen the ratings will never play it. will never play it because of
I mean,
because of
maybe
the,
they bought it too. I mean, I
and
feel
maybe
like
they
a lot
have
of them
it
probably
in their
bought it.
library and they'll never play it, and it's in a state where it's playable and like you're able to see all the hard work, the great storytelling, the great game mechanics, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, yeah,
It's just
dude,
it feels like a waste. It
it's a
feels like a
waste. It's a
waste. It's
waste,
just
man.
maybe honestly I would say it probably breaks my heart as much as it breaks some of their hearts. But then I'm like to think like I spent probably somebody spent their entire day programming the way like you make a left turn on a specific vehicle.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
one developer spent their entire day programming exactly how this vehicle is going to turn because it's different than the other vehicles in the
right.
game, and it's just the left turn, and
Hmm.
it's just in the city or whatever, or just in the rain or whatever it is. Like this tiny little thing that they probably spent their entire day on. Every day they were doing stuff like that. These little tedious, tiny little things that make a big difference in the end when it all comes together.
Yeah,
And the credits list at the end is just a
it's
mile
massive.
long. It
Oh
is
yeah,
massive.
massive.
Hundreds of thousands. I mean, thousands upon thousands of people that worked on the game, and it's
Hmm.
like, and then somebody gets a hold of it, $60. It's no big deal. So,
Right.
oh, I just spent, oh, whatever. Like it sucks,
What?
and it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah. And like years of their lives. Like you said, a day programming one thing, but really years of their lives gone from programming this game.
insane. Yeah.
And like they gotta feel bad. I know they have to. They have
You
to feel
can't
bad.
not. How would you
You
not? Even
gotta
if you're
feel
not
bad.
like invested, if you just saw people shit on like your entire life, I
Yes.
mean, years, a decade of your life almost,
Right.
and just like dismiss it. Like, bro, I played the game for an hour. It sucks. It
It's
crashed.
garbage, bro.
No, like no, like I can't even
It's like
imagine.
that's
I can't even
terrible.
imagine. Yeah,
Truly terrible. I
yeah,
mean, I'm like halfway through the game. I'm playing the game like every now and then here and there, trying to like inching my way through. And
for
for
sure.
the most part, it's solid. Like I'm having a great time with it. The thing that stands out for me is like the graphics, like the location, like the Night City is beautiful. One of the like most
Gorgeous.
beautiful locations I've ever played in a game. Truly, I
It's
really just
unreal.
drive
Yeah.
around and just look at everything.
Oh
It's
yeah, I can
awesome.
literally just sit around, throw some headphones in, and throw on the radio and feel like
Like the
bump in just on the
music,
motorcycle. It's
everything.
great. It's great.
It's awesome, dude.
Prime.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it. I love it. Like the combat, like it's really intricate. Truly,
It
truly is
is, yeah.
super
I mean, it's
intricate,
got
man.
so many great elements.
Yeah.
Definitely, there's some things that are lacking, but if you really do the math and you go, well, what is this actually at its core? Like, it has some incredible, like, really mind blowing elements to it. And it's not perfect, and that's the problem. Everyone, because it was so hyped, everyone was expecting perfection, and it wasn't. It wasn't that. And even I had that, So even
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a part of me that's disappointed, but I kind of have to like flick myself and go, okay, well, yeah, but maybe you're a little disappointed, but why? Is there actually a good reason to be disappointed? No,
Yeah.
there's really not. It's a great game.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Any other games? Any other games you've been on your radar? You've been playing a little bit.
I actually started The Witcher over, but I didn't get that far in. I just wasn't. I played it a few times, so I
Yeah.
just wasn't like. There's other things. That's actually what made me go back to Cyberpunk because I had it. Same thing, sitting
Yeah.
in my library for like a year, hadn't touched it. Had started two different. I'd done the Street Kid life path and the outs or the Nomad life path, and then I did it this time as Corpo and played all the way through. But then Witcher, and then what else? Batman Arkham Origins. I got.
Okay. Okay.
I played Arkham Knight like several times, and that's probably my favorite one, just because
Yeah.
like the Batmobile. I mean, it's sick.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It's so
Batmobile
cool.
handles so awesome. It
Oh,
sounds
it's
so smooth.
unreal. Yeah, just the drifting, like in the way it like it moves so perfectly, and you just put it in
Yeah,
tank mode
right.
real quick. It, like,
I don't know
fills
how
out
they were
the
able to
tank.
do. Yeah, I don't know how they were able to do that.
It's
Drifting a
insane.
tank, but like the way they make you do it, it's perfect every time.
Yeah, and
Every
it
time.
makes sense. Like physically, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like some games, I feel like the way the cars move is not realistic. I feel like that's actually pretty. I mean, it's not
It looks
realistic
it
'cause-
looks realistic,
Yeah,
As long as it
exactly.
looks
Yeah, yeah.
realistic, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's like not a realistic invention. I mean, maybe like the U.S. government is hiding probably
A
actually,
drift
they are
tank,
definitely
yeah. Maybe they're hiding a drift tank somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, no, for sure. I totally get that. I mean, like speaking of Arkham Knight and Arkham Origins, Rocksteady, they make great Batman games. They make amazing Batman games. I think it was Arkham City. Arkham City is my favorite Batman game. Out of
Easily, yeah, I'd
the
agree.
trilogy, Arkham City is awesome. I love that game to death.
Yeah,
I played Arkham Knight as well. super good. I think it's like a close second, very close second.
for sure.
And then I think my ranking of all 4 games is City, Night, Asylum, and then Origins. That's my ranking.
I see. I haven't played. I only played Origins once, and I don't really. I played Arkham Asylum once, and I played Origins once, so I don't really know which one of those I'd rank as better. But I'd say they're both pretty on par. Because
Yeah.
like obviously Origins is way newer, so it had some cool features. But like I think the story in Asylum was better, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
for
Like
sure.
the Origins story was kind of not up there. So I don't know. But overall, yeah, I'd agree. Night and City are definitely the best.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Were you I don't know if you follow like video game news like hardcore like that, but did you watch the PlayStation showcase yesterday with the new games and stuff like that they're dropping?
No.
So apparently Insomniac is making a Wolverine game. The same people that made did you play Spider-Man on PS4?
Of course, yeah. The
Same
first
people that
one,
made
not
the
the.
that game, they're making the Wolverine game.
Oh, it's gonna be
Yeah,
sick.
it's gonna be
It's
great.
gonna be so
It's
good.
gonna be
Yeah,
great.
of
And
course.
they announced Spider-Man 2 as well. If you have a chance, go watch the trailers. It's they're all super hype, super hype.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I
Um,
mean the Miles Morales was
oh my
fantastic, and
gosh, were you
I
able to play
mean
Miles Morales?
I wasn't. I played it like briefly on a friend's PlayStation, but I didn't.
Gotcha.
I haven't played it. Like I haven't bought it myself. I tried to buy it, and then it was so funny. I remember one time I was home and I was at the store, and like I wasn't thinking, and I bought the only digital version of the PS5, and I wasn't thinking. I was just like, man, I could use some new games. Like it's gonna be great. I have a break. I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
some new games. Just swiping off the shelf. I bought like 4 games. And it was discs,
Dang.
and I was just like so stupid. I didn't think it through because
Oh man.
I just got the PS5 and I'd only downloaded like Cyberpunk and one other game,
Yeah.
and so I just wasn't thinking it through. I was like, I feel like I would have downloaded those games anyways, either way.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't thinking it through, and then I get home and I'm like,
Man.
I can't
Can't
use this.
use these.
Yeah.
Were you able to-
And then I go to Canada and then I
Yeah.
can't return them because it's Best Buy in the
Dang.
States. It was like a separate barcode, and then I
Right.
finally, I think my mom like helped me out and was able to get them
Yeah.
refunded for me or something like that. But then
Nice.
I got like PlayStation gift cards instead, so maybe use those and get it, give it a second try. But
Yeah. Dang, man. I mean, hey, you got to figure it out, so it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, dude. So they're making the Spider-Man 2 game. Have you played God of War, the new one, like the PS4 God of War?
I started it and I really liked. I just remember it did feel a little slow for me, and I felt that. And this was a while ago. This was when it first came out. And I wasn't that into it. Like it was my bad. It's one of those times where like that you didn't really like commit to it, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, I
that,
guess I
like,
can
maybe
say
you didn't give it a fair shot,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to speak.
I can see that.
But I really liked the combat. I thought the combat was sick. I remember thinking like I forget exactly what it was, but he could like fly across the just like go and like fly and grab an enemy, and then like I don't know, it was really cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
seeing
I
the
think I know what
combat.
you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah.
some moves that he was able to do that were like really satisfying, like super satisfying.
Super
Like
satisfying.
I think my favorite move that he would do. It was not even a super important move, but I love doing it. I love throwing the axe and freezing the enemies and leaving the axe in them, and like they would be frozen. So if you threw the axe at somebody, and they would get stuck in their head and they would freeze, and I would just like use my hands or whatever, and then like in the middle of the fight, I just like call it back, and they would die from the axe coming back.
That's sick. That's sick.
It's super cool, man.
Yeah.
You gotta play it through. You gotta give it a fair chance.
will,
It's
yeah, I
it's
will, I
really
will.
good. It's super good. But yeah, we last time we talked about like the Oculus and stuff. Do you still use that, or it's kind of like on your shelf somewhere?
No, I do a little bit. It just
Yeah.
I haven't played any new games on it. The problem was I was playing it for a while, and it just I did it depending on the game. If it was like the kind of games I wanted to play on there, like first person shooters and stuff, I felt that I would get motion sick pretty easy.
Yeah.
Not even like oh, I'm gonna puke, but just kind of not feeling good. Like really just mentally like feeling a little like off.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's even actually motion sick, or if that's from a screen literally being on your head.
Probably, yeah.
That's probably not healthy for your brain and body, but whatever. I was like, I'm still gonna play this, but I just probably not as much anymore. And but I
Yeah.
do want to get back into it. It's just that I already feel that like I have so many games I need to play on PlayStation and Xbox that it's hard to find time for the Oculus as well.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, I in my opinion, I mean, my Oculus is just chilling on my shelf too. I don't really use it as much as I would like to. You know, I got like my PlayStation, Switch, things like that. So I'm playing, you know, on my computer and stuff like that more than I'm actually playing on my Oculus. So I totally get it. Like, and the thing is too is like the longer you don't play on your Oculus, and you put it on, it's easier for you to get like, you know, your tolerance leaves, and it's easier for you to get like sick or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Yeah. You
it's
do.
not.
You just sort of build up a.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
more you use it, you build a tolerance and things like that. But that's what sucks about it. You have to keep using it. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Yeah.
just like put it on your shelf and then like one day put it back on. Like, oh, I'm good. Like you're gonna get sick.
Yeah. I'm
You know
gonna
what I'm
play
saying?
for an hour. Or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
straight.
You gotta go like 10-minute intervals.
Yeah,
Break.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, no, I totally get it, man. Did you ever finish Doom? I know you said you started last time we talked, but
Oh,
did you ever finish
so
Doom?
good, man.
Yeah,
Doom
dude.
Eternal. I
Oh
mean,
my
both of them.
gosh.
The first one was really good too, but Doom Eternal was just so sweet. It was a
Yeah,
great
that's an
game.
awesome
Just
game.
great game.
Awesome
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I played it. I played it recently, man, and it was amazing. It's some of the best. Like I think that's like the best feeling first person shooter I've ever played.
I agree.
One of the.
I
Yeah,
agree. Top three for
yeah.
sure.
Oh
Like, I
my
mean, just the
goodness.
combat in that game is just so. It's just you can get for hours because it's not
Yeah.
even like there's no diversity. Like,
No.
there's no like it's just there you have like the Slayer gates and you collect different whatever, but it's all just shooting.
Yeah.
It's just shooting, and I've never played a game that manages to be so good with just like obviously what is Call of Duty. It's just shooting.
It's just
There's
shooting,
no
right?
story. There's
Yeah.
they come out with one every 6 months. It's not.
Right. Exactly.
It's not really about that. It's mostly for the multiplayer.
Right.
But like, it's just boring to me. I've never been into first-person shooters that are just shooters, just to be
For the
shooters.
sake of
Just
shooters.
for the
Yeah.
sake of exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just for the
Yeah.
sake of it. I was like, that's not my thing. But like Doom, they pulled it off. I mean, it's
You
just
know what
that ramping intensity.
Yeah.
Where it gets to the point where it's just like they spawn a boss and you're like, oh, this is it. I'm almost done with this level. And then you kill him and then they keep bombarding you until your health's way down. And then they spawn two more bosses and you're just like, how do I even do this? Like that, it's that intensity.
Yeah,
just,
man.
you almost lust after it. Like,
Yeah.
you want more. Like, you're just like, this gets me hyped. Like, I don't know. I really liked that.
It's
that aspect.
super good. You know what I think it was for me? It was the fact that you have to think while you're shooting. It's not just shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have to use your flamethrower, like your chainsaw for ammo, your flamethrower for health. I think like you had to do certain things to
It's
survive.
almost strategic.
Yeah, it was
like,
strategic.
I really liked that. Like that you genuinely because a lot of games, like especially if you're playing on a low difficulty, you can get away with just using a 30% of what you have at your disposal.
Right.
But in that game, it was literally
You had
no
to use
matter what
everything.
difficulty you're playing on, you
Yeah.
had to use it all, and you had to know when to use it. The only difference in difficulty was maybe if you're playing on easy versus medium, you're still going to be using everything either way. It's just that one, you have to be better at using everything.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you have to really think about when, like, should I use the flamethrower for armor or should I use that for health or whatever, but it was sick.
Oh yeah, for sure. I Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal were both like super good. I hope they come out with another one. But
Oh, they will. They have to.
they got to. They really have to. It's super good. Super good. But yeah, man, I've been I don't know if you've been keeping up with with my show or whatever, but I had a couple episodes ago. Me and my buddy were talking about video games and just how the industry is going kind of downhill. Like I said, I don't think I'm pretty sure you would agree in the fact that like as we get older, games have like their quality has been slowly declining.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
agree.
because you won't get like a banger of a game as often as you did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You
I
don't.
feel like there were a lot of games back in the day, but it's also getting older. You kind of get like, I don't want to say desensitized to it, but it did become like, I remember as a kid, like any game I would just have a blast with. And I
Yeah,
don't
that's true.
think
That's true.
that It's that almost we've been overstimulated by
Yeah.
such a variety of games. It's that like instant gratification. So they become less interesting too, I feel. But I agree with you, but I also think it's kind of half and half.
It's definitely a mix. We definitely talked about that because like the fact that we are getting older is one of the reasons why like games have seem to be like declining in quality. But like literally though, like the publishers and developers are they know that like video games are like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's popular, so
Yeah.
they're trying to monetize it and stuff like that. So it's deadlines and stuff like, hey, you got to get this, like Cyberpunk, you got to get this out at this deadline, we got to make that money, blah blah blah, like they didn't let them finish the game, like
Yeah.
monetizing cosmetics and stuff like that, and it takes all of those things are taking away from the actual meat of the game, you know what I'm saying, the
Yeah.
quality of the game,
But
whether
they know people are still gonna buy
they're
it.
gonna buy it.
They
Like
and
that's
they
why
and
Call
they
of Duty is still a thing. That's why Call of Duty is still like a monster.
massively popular.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
monster, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's definitely sad. Like just making it full circle, coming back to Cyberpunk. Like it's. I don't think anytime. I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon. Because in a perfect world, you're gonna get like 4 or 5 Dooms, 6 Last of Us games. You know what I'm saying? Type games. You know what I'm saying? Like every year, but you only get that like maybe if you're lucky once or twice a year. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
sad. Yeah.
it's definitely sad, but what are you gonna do? I mean, we're all growing up anyway. We're having less and less time to play video games, so I guess it
Way
evens
less
out.
time.
It evens out. It evens out. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah.
It's totally fine. But yeah, man, it's coming close to the end of the hour. But hey, dude, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a blast talking to you as usual.
Of course, appreciate that.
It's
All right, one more question for you about games, though. I know we were talking about games a lot, but
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta ask you, what do you think about Deadshot? Have you seen the trailer for that?
Deadshot?
Yeah, or no? Was it no Deathloop? Deathloop.
Oh, Deathloop. You know what dude? You know what I think? I think that game has the potential to blow this shit wide open, dude. Like I really think that's looking really good.
Super good.
Have you? Okay, speaking of Deathloop, does that game not remind you of? God, Dishonored. Yes,
bro, that's what I was thinking.
I love
was like,
that, dude. It looks just like it.
Just like it.
It looks
but like
just
even
like it.
cooler. Like the world it's set in to me
Yes.
looks way more interesting.
Oh my gosh.
And the concept of it is like so sick. Like
Oh my
I just
goodness.
think I agree with you. I think it could literally be like game of the year if they do it right.
If
And I
they
think
do it right, dude.
I really hope they are. I mean, I've been waiting on it for I've been seeing, ads for it for a while, so I assume they've been working on it for at least a good 3-4 years, if not more.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they're using, it might be that same engine as Dishonored. That's why it may have a similar look. I don't
Yeah.
know, but-
Man, I'm excited because I just watched, because the PlayStation Showcase was yesterday, so they dropped a new trailer and I watched that and it's looking super good. It's like
Super cool.
the things that you can do in Deathloop, because it looks like they're taking a lot of inspiration from Dishonored with like the telekinesis and like the teleportation, the weapons that you can use, the movement. Oh my gosh, it's like I think that Deathloop will probably be, whenever it comes out, like you said, it will probably be the game of the year. It looks great. It looks
I agree.
awesome.
I've definitely got to hop on that pre-order. I
Oh,
meant
yeah.
to a while ago, but then I didn't know. Then I saw it wasn't coming out for a while. I was like, I'll just wait, But
Yeah.
no, I'm pumped for that. It's gonna be great.
Were you able to play some of the Dishonored games?
Yeah, both of them. I didn't play the like add-on to the second one or like the. It wasn't like it wasn't an add-on. I think it was an actual sort of separate
Like a DLC?
installment. Sort of, yeah. Like it was like a DLC, sort of like with Wolfenstein, like the young New Blood or Young Blood or whatever,
yeah.
like that kind of thing. Like it was like its own game. Like you could buy it just as its own game, but it was like a small, like cheaper, smaller game.
Smaller scale.
Yeah, of course. But I really liked both of them. I think the first one was just, I still stands out in my mind as being like just the concept was just super cool and in the world it was set in, and like I don't know, I did like it a lot. It was very like the steampunk vibe was really cool. I guess there were not a lot of games on the market like that, and the fact that they made it. I mean, there are games on the market, but they're all third person.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a first person game set in that kind of a world, which
Yeah.
was I always like that when they switch it up. I mean, just something as simple as that, if they do it right, can be a big difference. So.
Oh yeah, any game that kind of like differs from the military simulator, you know what I'm saying? The military simulation of just like, Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything. I mean, I like Call of Duty as much as the next guy.
For sure.
But at the same time, like if you can get a type of game that you just utilizes the first person perspective in a very unique way, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Easily.
I will definitely take that over a Call of Duty any day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, easily.
I think Call of Duty is for like overly competitive people anyway. It's all about the multiplayer. It's not necessarily about like the story. I think it's just for competitive people. Like I'm a competitive person. I like being competitive, but I'm like on the like the fighting game spectrum of competitiveness. That's where
Yeah.
I live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
So
like that mid tier. Like I will be competitive sometimes, but like
yeah,
that's not what I play games for.
right.
I don't know about you, but I usually play games to like wind down and like have a little like
Oh
chill
yeah, like
time and
yeah,
relax and
exactly.
like
Decompress. You know, like
exactly.
this is a like hobby. This is something that
It's an
I just
escape. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
You
not
know.
to compete online and get it on the leaderboard.
Yeah, yeah, like that,
That's
like
not my thing.
esports. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not my
doing
thing.
I'm not doing esports, man.
I'm not doing FIFA.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, you opened another can of worms just by saying FIFA. I'm so sorry, but Madden and FIFA, every sports game, they need to revamp their whole business
It's the
perspective.
exact it's more repetitive than Call of Duty. I mean, it really is.
It
It's even more
honestly,
like cookie
yeah,
cutter, like literally the exact same thing. It's like they update the graphics. Okay, so what?
they added like
What have you
one new
changed?
feature,
Oh
and
wow, they're gonna put a celebrity in it. Oh wow,
yeah,
celebrity cameo. Like
yeah.
they put like Britney Spears and you can play football with. It's like what are you doing? Like this is not the
Exactly.
move. It's not the move.
It's
But
not, man. I don't know. I've never seen the appeal for it. Like I like sports. I'm active. You know. I like football. I like soccer.
for
I used to
sure.
play soccer all the time growing up. That was my thing. But like I never gravitated towards any of the FIFA games just because like it's the same thing every year. You can take FIFA 2016, FIFA 2016 and FIFA 2021, put them side by side. You can't tell the difference. Can't tell the difference
No, not at
at
all.
all. Same thing
Not
with
at all.
Madden. Same thing with MLB The Show. Like it's all the same thing.
I just think that's so funny. MLB the show. It's
Yeah.
a
What does
complete.
that
I
even
don't
mean?
get the what?
What
Like
does that
I don't
mean?
know.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. But yeah, man, dude. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. It's this will finally see the light of day. So
Yeah, no, it's good to hear. Good to hear. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me. It was just. I mean, yeah. I just remember like sometimes it feels like like this is like a show. I'm on a podcast, but with you, it's just we're just chopping it up.
yeah,
Talking,
this is literally this is not like an interview. I'm not trying to like trying to get in your personal life. It's whatever. It's
exactly.
just it's just chill. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the vibe I'm trying to go for anyway. If I can get other people like-minded people like you that are like around your status, that'd be great. You know, like just to chop it up, just to have a conversation about whatever. And that's the deal. You know what I'm saying? Like I see like some of the interviews that you've been on, and it's very like, is it like does it make you nervous? Is it kind of like do they like kind of hammer you sometimes with questions?
They do. I mean, it's not even like it doesn't make me necessarily nervous because I
Mm-hmm.
know that like I can always say no. I mean, I could always
Yeah,
be like, I'm not
yeah,
gonna answer that if I really
mm-hmm.
wanted to. I've never done that,
Yeah,
but like, it's not even that. It's like I first of all, I know that half the time it's gonna be the exact same questions that I've
yeah,
answered 50 times
yeah,
before. But I don't want to sound like I can't sit there and like on the interview, especially if it's like a big one and they're asking a question I've heard 50 times. I don't want to make it sound like I'm almost putting on a show because I want
yeah,
to make it sound fresh and I want to sound like I'm being myself
yeah,
and I'm trying to be myself. But like when you ask me a question, I've literally answered, I mean, literally 50 to 100
yeah,
times. It's
yeah.
like,
I
all
bet
right, when they, it's like I get oh, is it like on set, like when did they get you guys confused because you're Jordan, but he's Jordan? And it's like, every time,
come
and it's like,
on, man.
it's like, I get why you're asking it. It makes
Yeah,
sense. So I don't get annoyed necessarily, but
yeah,
it's also kind of like, all right, well, it's just, it's hard to stay engaged when I'm not actually having a conversation.
right,
It's not a real conversation. It's
right.
just very boring. It's kind of it's kind of a chore versus, I'm just going to like, just talk to you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But nevertheless, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. I would like to have you on sometime in the future if you'd like. But yeah, dude, appreciate it. This has been the Loose Podcast, and I'll see all of you guys next week. Peace out.